Imagine a world without animals. The skies are empty, silent except for the wind. The forests are eerily quiet, devoid of birdsong. The oceans, once teeming with life, are now vast, sterile deserts. It's a bleak and desolate picture, but it's one that we are edging closer to with every species lost. Animals are vital to the health of our planet. They pollinate our crops, purify our water, and control pests. They provide us with food, medicine, and countless other resources. Yet, despite their importance, we are losing species at an alarming rate. The sixth mass extinction is upon us, and this time we are the asteroid. This is not a drill, this is a crisis. We're losing our planet's biodiversity at a rate unprecedented in human history. But it's not too late to act. By understanding the threats to animals and taking action to protect them, we can help ensure a healthy and vibrant planet for generations to come. Extinction is a natural process. Throughout Earth's history, species have come and gone, their existence erased by cataclysmic events or gradual environmental changes. However, the current rate of extinction is far from natural. Scientists estimate that we are now losing species at 1,000 to 10,000 times the background rate. This is a catastrophic loss of life driven primarily by human activities. When we talk about extinction, we're not just talking about the disappearance of a single species. We're talking about the unraveling of intricate ecological webs that have taken millions of years to evolve. Each species plays a unique role in its ecosystem, and the loss of even one can have cascading effects throughout the food chain. The extinction of the passenger pigeon, once the most abundant bird in North America, serves as a stark reminder of our capacity for destruction. In the 19th century, billions of these birds darkened the skies, but overhunting and habitat loss drove them to extinction within a few short decades. This tragic story underscores the urgency of our current situation. Human activities are the primary drivers of the current extinction crisis. Our insatiable appetite for resources, our expanding footprint on the planet, and our changing climate are pushing countless species towards the brink. Deforestation is one of the biggest threats to animals. Forests are home to 80% of the world's terrestrial biodiversity, but we are clearing them at an alarming rate for agriculture, logging, and development. As forests disappear, so too do the homes and food sources of countless species. Pollution is another major threat. Our industries, vehicles, and agricultural practices release a toxic cocktail of chemicals into the environment, poisoning our air, water, and soil. These pollutants can have devastating effects on animals, leading to death, disease, and reproductive problems. Overhunting and overfishing are also taking a heavy toll on animal populations. From elephants poached for their ivory to sharks killed for their fins, we are decimating wildlife populations to meet the demands of a global market. Climate change is rapidly emerging as one of the biggest threats to life on Earth. Rising temperatures, changing rainfall patterns, and more extreme weather events are already having profound impacts on animal populations around the world. For some species, climate change is shrinking their habitats, forcing them to compete for dwindling resources. Others are finding their breeding cycles disrupted, leading to population declines. And as sea levels rise, coastal habitats are being inundated, displacing countless species. The effects of climate change are particularly pronounced in the Arctic, where rising temperatures are melting sea ice at an alarming rate. This loss of ice is threatening the survival of iconic species like polar bears, walruses, and seals, which rely on the ice for hunting, breeding, and resting. Section 5. On the brink. Around the globe, countless species are teetering on the brink of extinction. From the majestic Sumatran orangutan, critically endangered due to habitat loss, to the Amur leopard, whose numbers have dwindled to a mere few dozen individuals, the stories of these endangered animals are both heartbreaking and inspiring. The Javan rhinoceros, once widespread throughout Southeast Asia, is now confined to a single national park in Indonesia, its numbers reduced to a critically low level due to poaching and habitat loss. The mountain gorilla, facing threats from habitat destruction and disease, clings to survival in the dwindling forests of Central Africa. These are just a few examples of the many species facing an uncertain future. Their plight highlights the urgency of addressing the threats to animals and the need for swift and decisive action to prevent further extinctions. The extinction of a single species can have ripple effects throughout an ecosystem. As predators disappear, prey populations can explode, leading to overgrazing and habitat degradation. As pollinators vanish, plant reproduction can plummet, impacting entire food webs. The loss of biodiversity also has profound consequences for human societies. We rely on healthy ecosystems for clean air and water, food security, and climate regulation. As we lose species, we are eroding the very foundations of our own well-being. The collapse of fish stocks, driven by overfishing and habitat destruction, is a stark reminder of our dependence on healthy ecosystems. Millions of people around the world rely on fish for protein and livelihoods, and the decline of fish populations has far-reaching economic and social consequences. The situation is dire, but it's not hopeless. We can still turn the tide of extinction, but it requires a collective effort from individuals, governments, and organizations around the world. Protecting habitats is crucial. We need to conserve existing forests, restore degraded lands, and create protected areas where animals can thrive free from human interference. This requires a shift towards more sustainable land management practices and a commitment to protecting our planet's remaining wild spaces. Combating climate change is essential. Reducing our reliance on fossil fuels, investing in renewable energy sources, and promoting energy efficiency are all critical steps in mitigating the impacts of climate change on wildlife. Addressing pollution is imperative. We need to reduce our emissions, clean up our waterways, and transition to cleaner and more sustainable technologies. This requires stricter environmental regulations, technological innovation, and a commitment to responsible consumption. While the scale of the challenge can seem overwhelming, it's important to remember that every action counts. Each of us can make a difference in the fight to protect animals and prevent further extinctions. Making informed choices as consumers is crucial. By supporting sustainable products, reducing our meat consumption, and avoiding products linked to deforestation and habitat destruction, we can help reduce our impact on the planet. Supporting conservation organizations is another powerful way to make a difference. By donating to or volunteering with organizations working to protect endangered species and their habitats, we can contribute directly to conservation efforts on the ground. Educating ourselves and others is essential. By learning about the threats to animals, spreading awareness about the importance of conservation, and advocating for change, we can help create a more sustainable future for all. The fate of animals is inextricably linked to our own. As we continue to degrade the natural world, we are not only pushing countless species towards extinction, but we are also jeopardizing our own future. We have a moral imperative to protect the planet and its inhabitants. We have a responsibility to future generations to leave behind a world where both people and nature can thrive. The time for action is now. Let us choose to be the generation that turned the tide of extinction, that restored our planet's biodiversity, and that secured a brighter future for all. Let us choose to live in harmony with nature, not in conflict with it. The future of life on Earth depends on it.